Welcome to Ask Clint & Sons with your hosts, Josh Cook and Justin Freeman.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Ask Clint & Sons. This is a special edition, a venison edition. With it being deer season, mule deer season specifically, we thought we'd come to you with some deer questions. We'll get straight into the questions. First question we got today was from Daniel Roy Schoolcraft. Wants to know, what's the best cut on a deer to make jerky with? Justin, you want to answer that one?
Of all the deer I've cut in 15 years of cutting up deer, I'm going to have to go with the inside round. When you clean it up, you could slice it a couple different ways. You could slice it with the grain or against the grain, but hands down, that's the most beneficial cut on the deer to make jerky out of without sacrificing like a tenderloin or a backstrap that would be probably better suited for the grill or something. So.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. The round is definitely the place to go, and the top round is the muscle to use. Next question is Andrea Cook. She wants to know, how many hours after field dressing a deer will it last before you need to bring it to be processed? Well, I mean, that's going to depend a lot on the weather, but I mean, as always, it's better to get something cooled as quick as possible. You need to get it field dressed as quick as possible, and then from there you need to get it from being field dressed, you need to get it cooled down as quick as possible. This Indian summer we've been having, you at least need to get a bag of ice in the chest cavity as quick as possible, if not trying to get the deer in an ice chest.
The only thing I might add to that is that as soon as that deer ceases living, it's starting to break down. As soon as you get the sooner you can get it field dressed and cleaned up, the better off you'll be. As far as putting some hard numbers and timelines to things happening, a good reference to look up online or something would be a Bruce Tompkins study that shows you a lot of time temperature regulations. A lot of that stuff is used as supporting documentation for USDA requirements and stuff. The biggest thing is that carcass has to be 41 degrees within 24 hours. When it's getting down to 40 degrees at night, well, there's really only a brief point that it was actually 40 degrees. So that's not really cool enough. You need to figure out a way to get it cold and get it somewhere where it can get under refrigeration.
Yes, so. Yeah, absolutely. Seth Houston wants to know, is there a noticeable difference in whitetail versus mule deer venison? I'm going to have to say yes, in that I've skinned a lot of deer in my life, and when you're skinning them, you can dang sure tell the difference in the smell of them, the musk, one might say, of a whitetail versus a mule deer. As far as the meat goes, they're going to be pretty similar. I think a mule deer might have a little bit stronger flavor, but they're going to be pretty similar.
I'll tell you the biggest difference that I've noticed in eating a lot of deer is not so much the mule deer versus a whitetail as it is the buck versus the doe. There's a big difference between bucks rutting and just does that have been hanging out and eating some of your deer corn, and some wheat pasture and different stuff like that. That's probably the most noticeable difference, other than like size. And I'll tell you what's been tough this year particularly is the ticks on the mule deer have been pretty hard on them. I noticed that, and that's just due to, like you said, the Indian summer we've had and just the lack of really sustained cold weather. So
yeah, just haven't.
Maybe it's coming this weekend.
Yeah,
get out snow boots.
Yeah, we'll have something going on. Dan, Andrea, and Seth, please send us your address. We'll get your free bag of jerky out your way. As always, everyone who sends a question in and gets it answered on our show gets a free bag of jerky. It's a pretty easy way to get some free jerky. We also wanted to let everybody know that Saturday we've got a Facebook giveaway going on our Clint & Sons processing page. So keep your eyes open for that. We had a great Thanksgiving. Thanks to everyone who come and brought a deer by or come and saw us and got a smoked turkey or a spiral sliced honey glazed ham. Had a great Thanksgiving with my family in New Mexico. Justin, you had a good Thanksgiving.
We did. We cooked out and overate and watched a lot of football, and it was good.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.